Shalom, it's Reuben Ebrahimoff, the Haftorahman, and this week's Haftara is for Parashat Yithro. And in Yithro, you have the revelation at Mount Sinai, the greatest spiritual event in monotheism. So the men of the Great Assembly had to pick a Haftara that was consistent thematically with that. So it is the revelation of God's heavenly throne to Isaiah the prophet. Now, who is this man Isaiah? If you look at all the Haftorahs, he's in about 25% of them. He is, after Moses, the greatest prophet with the most spiritual sensitivity of any man that ever worshipped God. And we have a man who's 25 years old, a Kohen, the son of a prophet as well, and he's living in Jerusalem, and he is pre-destruction of the temple, and he is speaking to the Jewish people. But this revelation is to him personally. And let's see what happens. He sees God's heavenly throne. Now, God doesn't really have a heavenly throne, but he's perceiving that God's footstool was the Beit HaMikdash, the holy temple in Jerusalem, and that God has decided to withdraw his presence, even though he is everywhere. He decided to remove his focus from protecting Jerusalem, and this is the message to Isaiah to tell the Jewish people that they are at risk of being attacked from the north, whether it be the Assyrians or the Babylonians. And it is this most studied paragraph in all of mystical texts, in all of Kabbalah, that the people that meditated in Kabbalistic meditation would have this Merkava literature, that they would envision themselves floating, zooming in God's heavenly chariot. Wow! So now, he sees this heavenly chariot, and he sees it protected by angels, Ofanim v'chayot HaKodesh. When we pray on Shabbat, V'ha'ofanim v'chayot HaKodesh, where do these special kind of angels fluttering about God's heavenly throne get described? Right here. And it says that they had 6 wings. He had 2 to cover their eyes so they shouldn't see God's Shekhinah presence directly. 2 they would fly with, and 2 they would cover their feet for modesty reason. And you say Kiddusha, Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Where does that come from? This Haftara, the angels were saying to each other very humbly, no, you bless God first. You're more worthy than I am. And the other one, no, you bless God. They all say, why don't we do it in unison? And it says that they would say, Kadosh, 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 and that's why we go up on our tippy toes and off our heels to remind ourselves how our house would rock. The Beis HaMikdash would rock. In the Midrash it says that it would shake from the trembling of the declaration of God's greatness. Now, Isaiah realizes that he's just seen an angelic and godly event, and he's afraid that he's going to die. And he says that I am not worthy to have seen what I just saw, that I am of impure lips, of a nation that from impure lips. Hey, wait a minute. What is that? You cannot talk bad about God's people. And that suddenly this angel comes with these tongs and a hot coal, and they fly to him and they burn off this negative energy of talking negative about other people, so that now Isaiah is restored as this chosen prophet to deliver the communication to the Jewish people about this impending destruction of the temple. Everybody with me? So now, he is told by God, or he volunteers actually to God, and he says, listen, I'm the guy that's going to go, and I'm going to tell the Jewish people. First stop. Second part of the Haftarah, totally disconnected. And it talks about this war between the state of Israel had been divided into 2. There was the 2 southern tribes, the temple stood there, the kings of Judah. There was the northern tribes, or Israel, they call themselves, the 10 Israelite tribes, and they team up with a king called Pekach, Melech Ratzin, another nation, not Jewish, and they go into civil war. They go attack Jerusalem. Naturally, this is crazy, what the state of affairs had gone on in those days, in civil war internally, and God protects the Judeans, the Judean and the Holy Temple from this attack, and nothing happens. And the Haftarah jumps to another place in the book of Isaiah, and it completes this Haftarah with informing us that this sprout is going to come and grow, and one day it will save the Jewish people. And this is interpreted as a Messiah, a Mashiach. That now we are in this time where people look around themselves and say, the only thing that's going to get us out of this spiritual sad state, SADD, spiritual attention deficit disorder, is Messianic times. So that's the heavy-duty, super Shabbat Shalom Haftara by Reuben Ebrahimoff, the Haftorahman. Send this to your friends. Thank you.